Hello and welcome back to another Me and My Conditions. This one will be about two things, no, two things that I've got. First one is bipolar, though I only have an element of it, and the other one will be insomnia. The reason there's two on this episode is because, like, with bipolar, sort of, I don't know the ins and outs, and I don't really know the ins and outs of insomnia, to be honest. It's nothing I've really ever quite looked into, to be honest. Um, um, some blank. Yeah, sort of. I'll start off with, I'd say, insomnia first. People always end up like, complaining that they're always tired, and I've personally never understood it. It's like, because I think it's the chemical in the what ins- I think what insomnia is the chemical in the brain. I think it's called melatonin. Um, I think that's the chemical that actually produces the tired feeling. So my body can be tired, but my brain won't recognise it and won't realise that it's tired, basically. And it can be really can mess with your mind a bit as well. Sort of, I can like sometimes it can just confuse you. Put it that way. And like I was like born with something, even like as a baby apparently I just didn't often sleep at all. I know most babies don't sleep. Well, I say they don't sleep that much, but then again they sleep quite a lot, don't they? Yeah, yeah. But like as you may have noticed if you've watched the other episodes, the first one, the ADHD one, I'd done like a little script, and although it did in a way work out slightly better than that, it seemed a bit to me. It just personally seemed a bit too rehearsed, which I didn't like. I kind of like the whole sort of mad, sort of unorganised confusion of my videos. If I'm honest, I don't think other people do. To be honest, yeah, well, I might change it in future. I might not. So I like my videos unorganised. But anyway, back to what we're talking about. Like, because I have to take medication to sleep, like just to feel tired, and then take sort of an hour or so to work. And that's if sort of I just sort of lay down and try to go to sleep. Whereas if I play computer games or watch film or something, sort of, it's like I can take my tabs at the beginning of a film and only just in a way feel tired. And now and then, if like I have been actually sleeping really badly in that, um, I actually feel ready for bed. And as a result, I have to live my life in a routine. Like I have to, like, if I need to get up at a certain time the next day, I can't just go to sleep when I feel tired and set my alarm because like because of the tablets, I'm like dead to the world when I sleep. I like proper heavy sleeping, and to have to like plan and like roughly figure out sort of. I have to think back sort of if I've been sleeping well like recently or if I haven't. So if I haven't been sleeping well, I'll be overtired without like my brain quite registering it, but I'll know from um, experience, shall I say. Um, and so yeah, so I have to like argument's sake say I've like not been sleeping that well, been having like late nights, and then for some reason or another been waking up early. I really need to learn to breathe when I do these videos. Anyway, yeah, my head's kind of been cut off here. Yeah, yeah, so sort of like I said, sort of, I've been having late nights and not sleeping that well. I have to figure out, I have to basically have an early night and then also still have to set my alarm because the, the tabs like that last a certain amount of time, and also depending on how even if unaware, your body will obviously still get tired. It's just where the brain doesn't, can't produce a tired feeling. I think that's roughly the basics of insomnia. Anyway, yeah, so it can be a tremendous pain in the ass, and hopefully you can get where I'm coming with that one, because otherwise I'll do what I do in every video and just drag on and drag on about the exact same thing, probably repeat the same thing like 3 times before I'm satisfied with what I've just said, and that's what I'll try not to do. Whereas with bipolar, because it's just an element, like if it's right, because it's just an element, I only get mood swings. Like, I mean, you can get different forms of bipolar, like even with like the full thing. And like what I mean by that is some people will just get the highs, some like as in like the happy, and other people will just get the lows. Some people might get a bit of both. Some people might get one more than the other, or ones that sort of affects them more than the other. And with with me, because I like to consider myself an optimist as well, and I'm like the world's king at rubbish jokes, so I'm depressingly optimistic. Which, if you get that, thumbs up. If you don't worry, it's bad. If you don't, just kick the table, hit my funny bone. Humorous. Ha ha ha. That's a bit ironic, actually, isn't it? Anyway, oh my god. Yeah, so with bipolar, and I will get like the highs and the lows, and it's for me, it's in a way bearable, and like because most of the time because I'm never quite in that middle stage. I'm never quite like on the neutral. Well, the only way I can think to explain it is on the neutral zone. So I'll be either a little bit more happier or a little bit more lower. I'm never quite on the centre, so I'm either happier or if you do it that way, if you're right hand on, yeah, so it's a bit more of a happier or lower. I'm never like dead smack in the middle. So whether it's like that for other people that have bipolar or elements of, or yeah, I don't know. But for me personally, that's how it is, and like I said, it can be a bit different because it's personally I find it hard to work out. Like, sort of, it's not exactly something I don't think you can really work out. Like, well, I find it hard to anyway. Like, there's probably people that, sorry, yeah, so there's probably people that sort of know more about it. Well, there definitely is people that know more about it, along with insomnia and everything else. But I've I kind of count it a blessing in a way that I'm a bit of an optimist, because when I do have like the low moments, I don't know, although it's low moments and it's like near enough impossible to get out of it, I'll just easily dig myself a deep hole by listening to like sad music or something, or like I don't know, I find whether it's because it's just an element or because I can maybe handle it or deal with it well, or maybe the fact that because I'm a bit positive in a way on its own and like an optimist, so to speak, they don't necessarily last ages and ages. Like some people, it can last days on end. Whereas me, sort of, I'll often find sort of, like if I go to sleep, like, sort of, I can have it like all day. I feel low all day and like take tabs to go to sleep and that, and then wake up the next day. I'll either be like just about sort of like just past the middle, like the neutral zone, so to speak, or it'll be like gone and I'll be like that way, sort of. Or if I'm like once in a blue moon having a rare moment, I'll like, which it isn't often, I will be like in that middle zone. And I used to have to take mood stabilizers just to balance out my moods, and I don't take them anymore, but it's, which is not necessarily a bad thing, but I'm getting a bit sidetracked here. I think the best way to deal with depression is, well, I wouldn't say the best way, sort of, is there's so many different ways how people can deal with it. Some possibly are better than others. Like, there's ways of coping with it, and then there's, like, sensible ways of coping with it. And to not go into that reason for, like, I'm not going to go more into, like, the sensible ways, so to speak, because, or what I mean by that is, I don't want to step on any toes, so to speak. But what I find always helps is try and surround yourself, or start talking to people, positive people, like other people that just understand, don't necessarily have to be positive, so to speak, just understand, sort of, see, like, because often, personally, when I find I'm low, I feel I'm a bit, like, I'm the odd one out, I can be a bit, like, I'm on my own, and being around people that are either positive, know where you're coming from, just generally other family members, friends, people that will understand, or, like, know how to deal with the situation, or know, like, if there's certain things that, like, you shouldn't say or do, like, or basically just generally aware. I find that can often help. That helps, even if it's just subconsciously. When feeling, like, low or depressed, subconsciously lets you know that you're not alone. So there's always going to be someone there. Another one that I've found helps if I'm feeling low, is to watch something funny, like either on YouTube, or like TV or whatever. Because although you may not be up for it, sort of, I often find by the end of the film, sort of, I've probably smiled or something, and that's, like, it in a way breaks that sort of doom and gloom, and sort of opens the doorway to sort of being a bit more positive. And I'd say they're the main two ones that I've found helps. Another one also helps is just being out in the sun. I mean, being out in the sun will give, like, I can't remember the chemical's name, but it releases the chemical in the brain, which is a feel-good factor. Basically, it makes you, like, feel good. Yeah, sort of, it was just like, that one's, like, pretty much scientifically sort of all know it can be hard to just go out when feeling low or down or whatever. It's never sort of a bad thing to just, if, like, especially if you live near a beach or something, just to, if it's sunny, just go to the beach and just sort of sit and just chill, just, yeah, or sort of, like, go with some family members or friends or something. Yeah, and yeah, I'll say that covers, like, from my understanding of bipolar. So I'll go back to coping strategies, or what I do a bit more about coping strategies now for insomnia. And like I said, sort of, I find it helps if you're in a routine, like, sort of, and I don't know, it's hard to explain away, because I'll be honest, I've never really paid much attention to the insomnia. I haven't exactly played by the rules, so to speak. Like, for example, I didn't always take my medication to fall asleep, so I didn't always sleep. So now I am, and it does make you feel better. It's, as long as you, like, also, like, I've got to quickly say something as well. I've noticed that I made a mistake on previous videos, thinking that I could only do 15 minutes on YouTube, and hopefully I can do more than that, but if I can't, I'm going to say bye now, but I'm going to carry on the video in case it won't let me upload it, because that way so I can cut it down and I've said bye. So bye. Anyway, that's a 15-minute marker. Back to Insomnia. Yeah, so it's, I said it's good to be in a routine, sort of have a sleeping pattern. And after a while you start to notice how much or sort of what the best times to sleep. And it depends on the level of insomnia as well. Sort of some people, like, I've got quite I suffer with it quite badly. Sort of after I'm now 18 and my brain is only just starting to work out sort of, hang on, that's what that chemical is for. And whereas when I was younger, so I could just stay days on end, like literally, and like after like 3 days and 3 nights, I'll probably only just start feeling tired. And that also like the insomnia in a way, or works with, or contradicts, not sure what right word is for that here, basically with the ADHD. So my ADHD medication will wear off, and I will start getting hyper, but I won't get tired. So it's like I was like a nightmare child. It's like they'll like couldn't sleep, always hyper, and couldn't understand any like body language, like, or understand social situations, or know when people are annoyed, or when they were tired, or when they've had enough. So yeah, sort of. I was like, yeah. Well, I know I keep repeating, like I said, I keep repeating the whole routine thing, and I think as long as you know, like, 'cause literally everyone's different with insomnia. Some people like like there's this own little, I'd say, unique properties for each person. Like some people will have insomnia when they're stressed, or something like that, and I can't give advice on that because, oh, I only know from my point of view, and I have no experience at all, even with coping strategies, even from other people. Like, I've never really spoke to anyone that has insomnia, so that's why I've done 2 videos for this, because although I've talked to people with bipolar, I don't know much about it personally myself, so that's why I'm including insomnia as well, because it fills it out a bit more, and hopefully is more enjoyable. That's my phone if you heard that, by the way, sorry. It's possibly more interesting or enjoyable to listen, because it's not going on and on about the same thing, which personally I don't see it that way, but I know I can tend to ramble like I am now, possibly. No, like I said, sort of, routine's always good with insomnia. Knowing sort of roughly sort of if you've had an active day, you know your body's going to be tired at the end. So if you have an earlyish night, will be near enough in sync the next day. If you haven't had an active day, you could possibly have a bit of a later night, but still not too late, because then you'll be out of sync for the next day. So always make sure sort of I'd say sort of 6, like try and get like between, I'd say, like personally for me it's from 7, I take my time about 7, start getting tired about 8, half 8, 9, I'll wake up, I can wake up about sort of between 6 and 8, which if you're working can be ideal. Yeah, so I think I might end this one here. This has been another Me and My Conditions, and thank you for watching. If you enjoyed, like, fave, subscribe, or just generally view my other videos. Yeah, thank you for listening and watching and bearing with me. Until next time, tally ho, farewell, what. Goodbye.